Hey everyone, in today's video I would like to talk to you about this car. So this is the 2017 Toyota Yaris Hybrid. So it's the third generation phase 2 model. So this car has of course two engines. It has a fuel engine with 75 horsepower and an electric engine with 60 horsepower, which makes it for about 100 horsepower with both engine combined. Now, in terms of torque, the max torque is around 169 pound-feet of torque. The fuel tank capacity is around 36 liter. When you drive, in a eco-friendly way, you can have around, a range of 550 kilometers. The electric engine has a range of around 2 kilometers, so it's not much, but of course we need to keep in mind this is a standard hybrid. It's not a plug-in hybrid. Now, why would you buy this car? Well, actually, I bought this car for a lot of reasons, actually. First, reliability. Toyota Yaris are known for their reliability. There's also the safety in terms of, crash system with the, I think it's called the Euro NCAP. It has 5 stars, which is great. The design that we're going to look, which is, it's really great, the exterior design of this car. The maintenance cost is usually not that high with this kind of cars. Well, maybe not if it touches the hybrid system, but usually it's not that bad. And for the fuel efficiency, well, we are around let's say around between 4 and 6 liter per 100 kilometer, which is respectable, which is quite good with the hybrid system. Now, there are some things that maybe just aren't that great about this car, some things that could have been improved, like that we're going to see after. Let's say the entertainment system. Well, it's okay, I guess, but it's not full featured. It's okay. Now, in terms of practical, well, you could have thought that this car was really practical, but there is something that they did with this car which makes it less practical than the older generations. Now, for the quality of the materials, I think that it could have been better. I will show you after why. And the general comfort is okay. Well, the suspension is a little bit stiff, the seats are a bit hard, but in general, it's still okay. And in terms of performance, of course, you only have 100 horsepower, well, which is not a lot. So now let's see for the design. I do really like the design of this car. They have made, something that is modern, a little bit futuristic, and I do really love the details that have put in the front bumper, in the front grille. So first of all, it's a very big grille for such a small car. And you don't have a lot of, real air vents because it's a small engine. Now, as you can see here, you have, some kinds of an effect. I really like how they did this, some kind of a wave like this. They really have done it well. And there is a lot, of little things, in terms of design. I really like it. Now, in terms of for the headlight, there are some LED signature, which is inside the chrome structure, and then you have also another chrome, let's say callback, I think. So you have just a line of chrome here, which is very well made, and you have another chrome line right here. And this is the premium package, so that's why it has also a design like this. If you don't have the premium package, you don't have those LED signature. Now, in terms of rims, so of course we have small tires, and I really like this bicolor look, and the design is also very well made. And you also have on the side, you have another chrome line. This is, it's very nice. It's nicely designed, and you know, it's not, I do not find this boring. And then on the back you don't have you know, anything that is chrome related. So as usual, let's take a look at the trunk. Let's start with the trunk. In terms of boot space, I think that you have around 280 liter of boot space, and it's, you know, reasonable for a small car. It's not too small, but it's not too big either. And you also, and this is what I enjoy with those cars, is that you always have, you know, you always have some kind of a, you know, additional space. And as you can see here, there is a lot of things inside, and this is something that I really do appreciate about the Yaris. It was already the case with the second generation of the car. Now we can put also the seats down, so we can show you the overall space that we have with this car. Now there is something that is really different when you compare the of course this, I think that you can you know, you can take it out like in the previous generation, like the second generation, you can take this out. Now there is something that changes from the second generation, is that you cannot have a completely flat trunk with, you know, the rear seats. I think that this is maybe because of the batteries that are located, if I'm not mistaken, just beneath the rear seats. So you cannot move those seats, and you cannot have a completely, you know, down and flat, you know, back space. In the second generation, you were able to move the seats, you know, front and back, and to make it completely flat, and you had also a better height, you know, from here to the roof. You had also a better space. Well, that's not the case for this one, but still you do have some space, you know, to play with. So let's put everything back together, back to its place. And now I will show you the rear space for the habitability of this car. So just before I get in, let's talk about the finition of this car. So here you have, you know, as you are in a Yaris, you have a lot of plastic. So here you have, no, a plastic here, hard plastic here. With the premium package, it comes with some leather, you know, so, well, that's nice. I would not have taken the leather, but, you know, it came with the premium package, and I wanted to have all the options. So it came with leather. You know, it's quite thin. Here you've got some hard plastic and some hard plastic, and here you have another type of plastic that we will talk about later in the front. And fortunately also you have the windows that are, you know, not automatic, but they are electric. Now in terms of space, well, let's get inside. So the front seats are usual, you know, they are for my height, so which is 182 centimeters, and I just need to put something, and there we go. So in terms of space, well, you know, it's okay. It's not too much space, it's not too low, but, well, it's not a lot of space actually. At least you can still move your, you know, your legs like that, which is, you know, okay. But you are quite stuck, let's say, you know, with your feet. So it's not a lot of space. I have the feeling that it's less space than in the second generation. And here you seem to have a little bit of more space, but they are, you know, also for 182 centimeters. So you are comfortable from both front seats, and in the rear you have a little more space. So you don't have anything special in the back, you know, you don't have any electric stuff that you can plug in. You just have the cup holder here, which is very large. I think that you can put a 1 liter bottle inside, And you have, in terms, of materials, you have here some tissue, and here some, you have some leather. And I think that's it for the back. Actually, you always have for this seat belt, you can take it out, and then you can arrange it and put it just right here. Now, in terms of comfort, visual comfort, well, with the roof, with the glass roof, it makes it very good. But this is more for, people that are on the back. On the front, you cannot really, benefit from it because you don't have a continuation. If you look here, you don't have a continuation between or with those two windows. There are some other cars where the structure is different, which means that the front person here can enjoy the view. Well, here it's not really the case, but at least from the back you can. In terms of, how does it work? Well, it's a Yaris, so it's a simple car, which means that you don't have too much electronic. And this is what I really enjoy. I don't like car with too much electronic because, it has a more probability to fail. So, well, you have less mechanic and you have less electronics. So here you have to go old school with your hand here. And of course, in the front, you can also take it. I will just show you. You can take it like this. So now you have a completely black roof, but this is a very thin tissue. Now, there is something that I need to talk to you about this feature. If you're in the front, you can have a good, lighting effect in the car. So, it's not dark. It's also nice to have this feature, especially if you're in the back, so you can watch, outside. There is two drawbacks. I think two drawbacks with this feature. The first one that is not really that annoying actually is that sometimes it goes, when you would like to open it, it goes out of the mechanism here, the rail. I don't know how you say it in English. Sometimes it can get out. And of course, this moves a lot. So, well, anyway, sometimes it can get out of the structure a little bit, and you just have to put it back like before. Well, it's not that a problem, but, yeah, let's say it's a bit annoying. Now, the major drawback, and this is my own personal opinion about it, is that you have a lot of glass. Well, it's a glass roof. Well, it's a... and you have this tissue here that is extremely thin. And in summer, when you have, a very hot temperature, you feel like you have some kind of a, heat on your head. And this is something that I don't really like. And in winter, when it's very cold, that, you have something cold on your head. It's hard to explain, but it's so thin that you don't have a good isolation, with the effect of the windows when it gets hot or extremely cold. So this is the major drawback for me as a consumer with this feature. Now, I think that we have, seen the outside, the rear seat. Now let's get to the front. I'm still going to show you how it is in front as a passenger. What is the space that you have? And there we go. So as you can see here, well, you have a good space. It's quite comfortable. It's not. You still have a better space on the back, on this side, and in the front you are comfortable. And here you have, of course, a nice space to put your things. And of course you have another one here. And well, I think that's it. There is less space than in second generation. In the second generation, you had a place to put stuff inside here, and also you had some space here to put your things. Because if you remember, all this was, at the center of the car before. Now let's get to the other side. To the other side of the car. You as a driver an eco-friendly driver. So in terms of finishing, you have, the same hard plastic, you have the leather, and hard plastic. And as I said, you have two kinds of plastic. Now, I don't really like this plastic because it's extremely easy to scratch it. And I don't like this type of plastic because sometimes you can, there can be some, how do you say, some, how would you call it? Not really grease, but there's some, some traces of of dirt that cannot get out, or if you try to clean with some products, it's something stays. I think I have an example. I'm not seeing it here. I'm trying to show you, but I don't think that you can see. You can see here you have some kind of a trace. I'm not really sure you can see it. You have some kind of a trace here, and we're not able to take it out. And I will show you after the other trace. Now, in terms of the front seat, we have tissue, some kind of Alcantara, and a leather. And you can adjust the seat, up and down on this side. I'm not sure that you can do it on the other side. And here you can, adjust the position. Now, in terms of, if you are well, if you're not, you don't move really too much on those seats because you have, you have it configured like this, which is really good. And you have some kind of a lumbar support here. I think it's a lumbar support, but I do find it a little bit, low for someone like me with my height. Now, let's get inside. So in order to make, to have some kind of continuation with this, they have put a little, space here when you can put something. Well, an iPhone will not really get inside. I think it will not be practical because there is no, it might fall. And in terms of the steering wheel, you have a good grip. They have done it, quite well. You have a good grip, but you cannot move it from, like this, from the deepness. Can we say that? The deepness, of the steering wheel, you cannot adjust. You can just adjust it, up and down. And sometimes I feel like I might be a little bit too far, I guess, from the steering wheel, but well, it's okay. I just don't understand why they did not make it adjustable, because on the second generation it was adjustable. So here we have some kind of, you also have some leather, you have this second type of plastic which I don't really like. And here, for example, I think you can see it here. This is a trace of we don't know what. And we have used different products and maybe not the correct ones, but we are not able to take this out, which is, sad. You have some cup holders here, and fortunately my bottle, my special yellow bottle that you find in every of my video, you cannot put it inside. It moves a little bit. It does not go completely down. You also have an USB port, and this USB port can be used to charge your phone and also have a USB connection with your car to listen to some music. And what do we have here? We have the also we have the handbrake, we have the EV mode that you can force your car to be in EV mode. This can only be done below 40 or 30 kilometers. You will have a lot of details about this in the description. You have the eco mode, you have the traction control and the vehicle stability control, and you have the seat warmer. I don't really enjoy those because you only have one setting. So first of all, it will always stay on if you forget to take it out, to take it off. And there is no power control, which means that it will be very hot, and sometimes after like 5 minutes it gets less hot. I don't know if this is some protection for the system, or if it's just for you not to burn with those seats, because they are very hot. In terms of quality, as I said, you have two types of plastic. One is easily scratchable, the other one can get dirty quite fast. And you also have, this is specific to this kind of Yaris. Actually, I also had some problems like that with the other one. Well, it moves, it moves. So it does not move while driving, but of course, when you move this, it feels strange that, well, you can move this. It's quite strange. In terms of distance with the gear thingy here, it's reasonable enough. It's not too low, it's not too high, it's okay. And you have, of course, here the little armrest, which I find quite weird to have it, on a seat and not, something that both passenger can use. Now, for the safety system, actually there is a lot of safety system with those cars. You have the lane, I don't remember how it's called. Here you have the pre-collision system, you have the lane, the departure or the lane departure alert, so it will warn you whenever you go into another lane without your turn signal. It works very well. Here you can engage the automatic headlight if you want. I will show you how to make it work. We have different sensitivity level for the pre-collision system. You can arrange, of course, your mirror automatically and arrange the dishes. No, not the dishes. How do you call this? The height of the light. And here you have the front. How do you call it in English? Front. The aid system, the beeping stuff for the front. And we also have it in the back, but in the back it's linked with the rear gear, and in the front we have this button. So this actually, I might need some help from you guys, because we have ordered the car with this feature, but this, I think that they told me that it came actually without, and they had to to add it when they received it. And I have some things to show you. I don't really like this. I will show you after why. And I'm wondering if you guys have also this, or is it supposed to be this, if it came with the car. Now I have some, doubts. There is something I really need to show, because this car comes also with the tire pressure monitoring system, which is the TPMS. And I will show you guys how to, when you put some pressure in your tires, you have to reset the system, and this is how you can do it. So this, it drove me crazy, because I did not know where it was, and you have to go under the car, because we all like to do this, and I don't know why they have done it here. Oh my god. And it's here. Oh my god. Hola, sorry guys, it's just not that easy. And here you have the little button here that you can press for a couple of seconds, and you have the orange light that will blink on your dashboard. And here you have the OBD port, and to open the trunk and to open the fuel tank. Now, let's get back inside. Okay. Now, for the mirror here, you have it's automatic. Here you can actually, if someone blinds you from from behind, it will dim the screen. And what do we have also, which is interesting here? I think that's all. We have the cruise control, which is manual. It's not a dynamic one, where if the car in front of you brakes, it will not brake and it will not accelerate. So this is really a manual thing, and I think that this could have been improved really with a dynamic one, especially that it's kind of a standard thing today. And here you have all the buttons to control, to change some settings and to change the volume. Now for the mode, I don't remember what it does. You have the trip, and you have also some menu navigation. So now I think that we can start the car just to show you. Okay, so I think that the big beep that you have heard just now is the front beeping system, and this one drives me nuts, because it's how can I say? First, it's a big noise, and I don't really enjoy this noise because it's very strong in the front and not that strong in the back. And also sometimes you can say, you know, you have some kind of false positive, which means that you have the beeping that starts to come, but there is no one around you. You don't know why this, you know, is beeping, why it's beeping. And I'm going to see with you what is the radius, I think, of the beeping. This might be interesting to show you how efficient at least it is in the front. So let's see when it will start to beep. It should beep now. And it's not beeping. Ah, yes. So actually the limitation, or the, you know, the angle seems, okay, you see? Here it still sees me. Okay, so until here it was beeping. Okay, as you can see my feet here. So the angle is reasonable for a car that does not have, you know, a sensor here. Now in the back, this is interesting in the back. I will just try to see if I can, so I'll just put the car in battery. I really need to show you this. I think the car should not be on. Okay. And you can see you have a very good quality of a camera for, you know, such a, you know, small car. It's a very good one. You don't have, you know, the direction. It does not show you the direction when you turn the steering wheel, but the quality is good enough. So now let's see. You have only 2 sensors, which is, you know, maybe for economic reason, because the second generation, I think it had 4. So now let's see the angle. Okay, so I think it's until here. Okay, so until here it's able to see me, but still I would be cautious. Okay, so that's it. I think that still I would be cautious with the rear sensors, because, you know, it's not a 4 sensor system, it's only a 2 sensor system. And there we go. So now what do we have? Let's see. Sorry, let's see what we have in terms of I will just turn the car so it takes this message off. So let's see what do we have right here. So let's start with the first menu, and I just need to see how we can change all this. Oh, I have turned on the radio. Sorry, I just tried to see. Here we go. You have different kinds of menu in this car. You have the information, you have the navigation, you have the audio, you have the possibility to show the lane, as not to see the lanes that you can see here, and it will also show here the speed limit. You have the warning system, you know, if you have some problem with the tires or with, you know, any kind of errors, and you have here the settings. So let's start with the settings. So with the LDA, which is the lane departure assist, you can have the sensitivity. You can put high or standard. In my case, it's high. Well, sometimes it does beep a lot. You have the recognition of the traffic signs that you can turn on or off, and then you can also configure the speed, how it will alert you when you are going too fast. You can have no notification, only visual, or visual and audible. In our case, I have chosen both. For the notification level, this is very nice. You can see what is the, you know, the threshold before it should start alert you. If you are 2 km, 5 or 10 after the speed limit, it will warn you. And in terms of, well, that's it. For the others, I'm not really sure for what it is. And I think that's it for the RSA setting. You can have the clock, okay, and you have the other settings. You can have the language, change the units, you know, miles, kilometers, Fahrenheit and Celsius. This is the this is the EV Sorry. I really did not understand what it was for. Actually, it's just to activate or deactivate the icon that you have on the left. If you don't like to have an icon that always goes on and off, depending on your situation, you can, take this off. You have the drive info, elapsed time. I've clicked on it. I don't know what it did. I don't know. And you have the pop-up display if you have some incoming calls, and the initialization if you like to, to reinitialize your settings. I think that's it for the settings. Now let's go to so to this, there is nothing to configure. If you have different, different traffic signs, it can show you multiple ones, not only the speed one. You have the audio. You can push this button if you would like to switch source. And you have here the navigation. Here it's just some kind of a compass, but if you have a direction, it will also show you the direction, with the arrows. And you have all these statistics. So you have after start, what is the, oh, it just turned on. What is the consumption? The average consumption, the average speed, and this is when, how many minutes we started the car. This is after a reset that you can engage the reset, by again clicking on this button. And here you have the after refuel. This is quite nice actually, because sometimes we forget to reset the statistics, and at least you have after refuel what is your range and what is your average consumption, since we have refueled. And as you can see here, the car was on, and it kept, taking some electricity from the battery. So it decided to actually recharge the battery. So I'm going to let it run actually, because so you can see how much it will charge the car, when you have this situation. So as I said, we have more than 500 range with this car, around 550. So let's see here, what do we have in terms of, okay, so it just stopped, but still it did not really move in terms of, bars, because as we are not driving, it just, it does the minimum, for it to be able to drive with the EV mode. So nothing special here. And here you have the AC, you have the dual, because if you want, you can have either one temperature on the left, another one on the right. If you would like this, I think you have to have this separation, you need to click on the dual. You have the interior, the recycle air, and you have, all these things as usual. And this. Now, in terms of the entertainment system, so you can choose from AM, FM, DAB, Bluetooth. I don't know what that is. And you have the iPod or USB. So if you put a phone, I think it will be, it will choose iPod, I guess. You have the Bluetooth. You can have the, oh, sorry, I don't know where it went. You have the, how do you say, the quality of the signal of your phone and the battery of your phone. And you can choose for each phone, you can choose if you like only to be able to make some calls, to have some music, or to, sorry, I'm not sure you see well, to do something with the internet. So I've never used this because I don't know. I don't know. So you have the Bluetooth settings where you can search for a device, make the system discoverable so your phone can see it. For example, if you would like to pair a new device, I guess, and you can set the system name and PIN before someone has to can connect to the car. Now you can choose also, you have some kind of a shortcut that allows you to, to switch or go to the radio menu. You can also change songs or channel. You can mute. You can have some also statistics about the car. So I really enjoy this view actually, because it's also a way for you to see, the battery level, how it communicates, if it decides to drive only with the electricity, or if the engine is charging the car or is driving the car, etc. This is quite practical. And then you can have here the trip statistics. So you have different trips, and you have what is your best fuel consumption for this, and the update, I'm not sure of what it does. And here you can see also, this is quite interesting because you have your average speed, the range, and you have how many watts you have, recharge your car with, so when you brake, for example, you will recharge your car. And as you can see here, there was I think more than 30 watt hour of, that you recuperate while braking, for example. And I think that's it. I'm not going to show you actually the navigation menu, nothing special, it works well, but I do find that sometimes as you can see here, it's not that fast. And sometimes you have, here, like for example, you have this kind of menu, I guess. Here it will not do anything, but sometimes you can have this and you don't know if it's something that you can press or not. So never mind. So as you can see, it's quite a basic entertainment system. The audio quality is not that bad. It's not, wow, but it's not that bad. Actually, for this car, I think it has an option for 8 loudspeakers. I don't remember if this is a thing. I forgot. And anyway, so it's a bit slow. It does not have Apple CarPlay or the Android Auto, I think it's called. So, well, it's basic, it's functional. It's actually a Yaris, actually, but it works very well. And there is, I think, something that I can show you here. So you have the different gears, and you have the B mode. As I said before, it's not really recommended to drive with the B mode in terms of comfort, because you have the fuel engine that is almost always engaged when you take your foot off the pedal. So this is not a one pedal driving mode, if you are wondering. I'm just trying to think. I think we have covered all the points about this, on this car. I think for safety, I had something on my phone. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. In terms of the wiper control, you have also the you can turn it off, put it in auto, or in manual to have a stronger. You can choose, when you are in auto, you can choose the sensitivity level. You also have the rear wiper, and I think there is also here the lights that are usually here, we leave it automatic. And if you would like to use the automatic headlights, so here, okay, let's say now we turn off the lights completely. Okay, so usually you will leave it in automatic. Okay, and if you would like to have the automatic high beam, so the button that you have here, you first need to put, as you can see here, to activate automatic high beam, you have to, I don't know what, I did not have the time, switch headlights to high beam. Okay, so that means that this, you have to push it, and then you can press, on the high beam. So I will just put the car in the lights in manual so you can see. Okay, the automatic high beam feature here is not activated because here you don't have the auto, but you only have the blue icon. And if I now press the automatic high beam, as you can see now, it's in automatic mode. And now I can put it back because we were daylight. I had to do this to show you. I can put it back to automatic. And this works quite well. The lights in this car, the LED signature is very nice. Now, in terms of the headlights efficiency, I don't, it's still the old system of halogen. I think you said it in English. It's not LED, it's not xenon, and this is great in terms of cost control because the other systems are quite expensive, to produce, and especially to change if we talk about xenon. And so you have the standard halogen light, and the beam is quite, it's quite narrow. Actually, it's not very wide. In terms of distance, it's okay, but it's not wide. It's quite narrow, and you don't have the side light assist in this car, which means that the lighting is, I guess, okay, but this could have been, it really could have been improved. Actually, I don't really in the dark, it's not quite good. Now, in terms of comfort, this car is not that bad. As I said, the seats are a little bit hard. The suspensions are a little bit stiff, but not too much. And you have the isolation from the inside out, which is, well, I'm gonna say okay. Again, it could have been improved, but you need to think that this is a Yaris and it's not a higher end car. Something else that is important. Oh, as you can see, you have a lot of plastic in this car. A lot of plastic. And there's also something quite important. So you have the CVT transmission, okay? The CVT transmission in this hybrid car, well, it's a CVT transmission. In terms of isolation, from the noise, I think that the Honda is better than the Yaris. The Honda Jazz is better than the Yaris for this. Now it's, as you know, it's some kind of a scooter-like accelerations. You quite hear the engine noise on this car. If it's for city driving, as long as you stay in the eco region, well, it's okay. You will notice the noise, but it's bearable. You will survive the noise. I was worried myself, but actually I don't even care anymore. It's just something that you need to get used to. But this transmission also makes the switching between the electric motor and the fuel engine, or the combination of both, extremely comfortable. You don't have any, brutal engagement of the fuel engine. So it helps in the synergy of this, hybrid world. It's very well done, very, very well done. And so for the city driving, this car is just perfect. In terms of highway driving, you have a consumption that is more like a normal car, and you should never try this car on a mountain road. We did it once when we bought the car, and it was not really enjoyable because you will always be, almost in the power zone, and you will hear the engine a lot in this case. So it's not really a car for, this kind of situation. But for city driving, it's just perfect. You have a low consumption, a very low consumption, between, let's say around between 3.5, 4.5 consumption. On the highway, it will be higher, and, and it will go through the roof with the, uphilling. And I think that's it. So we are very happy with this car because it brings us a peace of mind knowing that this car is reliable. The quality is okay, but it's reliable. And this is quite funny. For the last thing before I leave you guys, this is something funny that I never really noticed on the previous generation of those cars. It's the noise of the, of the doors. So let's check the noise of this one. This is more, it's not too noisy, but on the back, it's more the noise, of this. It's quite, they have made more effort on the front and the back, a little bit more. But that's it. And of course, which I also do like, it comes with a keyless system, and you can close the car and it will fold the mirror. Well, I think that's it for this video. In my case, it's a very good car. It's reliable, it's fun to drive, but it's not a powerful car, so just keep this in mind. And if you buy this car one day, I hope that you will also enjoy it as much as we do. So see you next time. Bye bye.